Hey there, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through every single UFC division, and I'm going to be telling you guys what I think the fight to make in every division is. So let's get right into this. So, starting off with flyweight, I have number 14 ranked Kai Asakura taking on number 9 ranked Steve Erceg. As you can see, their pictures are swapped there. I meant to do Steve Erceg or Kai Asakura on the left side and Steve Erceg on the right. But anyways, you could probably imagine who's who. Anyways. I have number 14 ranked Kai Sakura actually beating Steve Erceg. I think this fight makes sense for a lot of reasons. I think Kai Sakura is going to want to fight up in the weight class into top 10, which Steve Erceg is. And I think Dana White wants Steve Erceg to fight down. I mean, he's coming off of 2 losses, one really brutal knockout loss to Kai Kara France. So, yeah, I think it makes sense, like the placement wise. I think it makes sense stylistically. I think these guys are both mainly strikers. Kai Asakura has very, very good kickboxing. Steve Erceg's a very crisp boxer. Kai Asakura's knees and his elbows are very, very nice. Erceg has some really crisp combos and some straight rights and straight lefts. But yeah, I'm going to be taking Kai Asakura by knockout in this one. Alright, on to the 135 division bantamweight. Now, before you guys yell at me in the comments and say, Sean O'Malley, why isn't Sean O'Malley fighting Petr Yan for the second time? Guys, we do not need to see that again. We need to see this fight again, because this fight is closer than a lot of people thought it was. The O'Malley-Yan fight was really close, but like that would just hold up the division even more, because then at that point, who does Merab fight? Because you got O'Malley and Yan probably fighting in a few months, we'll say. And then if one of them gets really badly hurt, the winner, what's Merab going to do for the next 7 months? So that fight does not make sense, guys. I'm telling you right now. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley 2 is what makes sense, all right? It makes sense. In the first fight, I think O'Malley lost the fight probably 4-1, but he had some really, really close calls in that fight against Merab. I think he caught him late in round 5 with a really nice body kick that hurt Merab. He was running around the cage, and O'Malley was trying to catch him and finish him, but he obviously didn't have enough time to do that, and then he lost a decision. But I think this fight's pretty much already confirmed. At the last fight night, Dana White said that this is a fight that people want to see, and these two want to fight each other, so they're going to do it. Honestly, I can see multiple things happening in this fight. I can see Merab getting a dominant decision win over O'Malley. Or, honestly, here we go, guys. The thing that I think is going to happen, I think O'Malley's going to chin him in round 3 or 4. I think O'Malley gets the knockout, and the Sugar era is back on. I think Sean O'Malley knocks out Merab in round 3 or 4, and we get to see his title reign once again. And I think this time he goes on for a long time. I think he beats Petr Yan in the rematch. I think Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo, the winner of that, maybe goes to face Sean O'Malley or Petr Yan. But yeah, I can see Sean O'Malley knocking Merab out. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go Sean O'Malley KOs Merab Dvalishvili. All right, guys. Now on to the really, really weird division of the UFC. On to the featherweight division. Now this division's weird for a lot of reasons. The main one just being that Ilia Topuria vacated his belt and moved up to lightweight, which left Volkanovski and Lopez to be fighting for the vacant belt. I couldn't really find anyone who deserves a title fight more than Evloev in this weight class. I think Evloev takes on the winner of this. Now, this makes sense for a lot of reasons, but it also doesn't. I think Evloev, being the number 4 ranked guy, I don't think he's beat anyone good enough other than maybe Aljamain Sterling in order to fight either of these guys. If I'm being honest, whoever wins the Volk Lopez fight, which I think is going to be Volk, I think Volk chins Evloev, and I think he dominantly beats Evloev, and I think Lopez does the same thing. So this fight's weird. I mean, I don't know if this is the very fight to make in the featherweight division, but if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I could not find anyone else who I thought even remotely deserved the title fight, other than Evloev, who kind of does, but I think we need to see one more fight out of him with a top 5 opponent before we, give him a title shot. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the winner of Volk versus Lopez definitely beat Evloev in a dominant decision win. All right, on the 155-pound division lightweight. We have Ilia Topuria versus Dustin Poirier. Now, this fight makes a lot of sense for me. Before you guys scream at me in the comments again and say, Ilia Topuria should be fighting Islam, bro. Like, he moves up to fight Islam, he's going to fight Islam. Guys, he needs to fight at least one opponent in the lightweight division before he immediately gets a title shot. Let's think about this. He was a dominant champion in featherweight, but it's not like he had 6 or 7 title defenses, all right? He had 2. He had 2 title defenses, and I don't think that's enough to, you know, I don't think that's enough to immediately give him a title fight at the next weight class. I think Dustin Poirier is a great matchup for him. I think stylistically they're so similar. They're both the boxers. They're bobbing and weaving, and they're sticking their jabs, and they're just sticking to the fundamental boxing until Ilia opens up and goes for the knockout. But onto my prediction for this, I think Ilia, unfortunately, I think Dustin Poirier's style that he does, the chin up and go in and swing, I think that's going to get him knocked out cold in this matchup against Ilia. I really don't see Dustin beating Ilia unless if he really, really tightens up his defense and, doesn't do that chin up, go forward strategy that he always does. But yeah, let's go Ilia by knockout in this one. All right, now welterweight. This fight it's just obviously the most likely to happen, and it makes the most sense. Number 3 ranked Kamaru Usman versus number 6 ranked Joaquin Buckley. Now, this fight makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. Kamaru Usman is coming off of a loss, and Joaquin Buckley is coming off of a win. Now, Kamaru Usman is still ranked the number 3 fighter in the UFC welterweight division, and Joaquin Buckley is number 6 ranked. Kamaru Usman, again, same with flyweight. Kamaru Usman is going to want to fight down, and Joaquin Buckley is going to want to fight up. So, Joaquin Buckley is coming off of a very, very, very dominant fight against Colby Covington to become top 6 ranked in the welterweight division, and Kamaru Usman is coming off a loss. So, I think this fight, there's no other fight that makes more sense than this one. I'm going to get this out of the way. I think Joaquin Buckley wins by knockout. I think Kamaru Usman in his prime was just something special, man. I mean, truly one of the greatest fighters of all time. But Joaquin Buckley, he's too good, man. He is just so powerful. He will walk you down, and when he wants to, he'll step on the gas and he'll knock you out. I'm telling you guys, if Kamaru Usman wants any chance to win, I think the only thing he has to do, I think he has to grapple a lot. I think he has to grapple a lot, and I think he has to stick to like the fundamental striking if he does. He does not want to go for anything crazy. He wants to piece up Joaquin Buckley from the outside and then use leverage to get some takedowns, and that's the only way Joaquin Buckley's losing this fight. But I got Joaquin Buckley by knockout. All right, on to the 185-pound division, middleweight. I had number 2 ranked Sean Strickland taking on number 5 ranked Robert Whittaker. Again, this fight, same thing, makes a lot of sense. They are both coming off of losses. They've never fought each other. Stylistically, it makes sense. Both boxers. Won't be a blowout for either fighter. I think Strickland, they both need this win desperately. I think if Strickland wins this, he can fight possibly again for the title, or maybe he's one fight away from the title. And then Whittaker wins this, and he's definitely one fight away from the title. So I think this is a crucial fight for both fighters' careers overall. Neither of them are super old, but they're not young, definitely. So I think this could possibly be both of their final runs at middleweight. So yeah, now I think Sean Strickland wins this one by decision. I think it's probably a 5-round fight night main event or a pay-per-view co-main event. I think Sean Strickland walks down Robert Whittaker and gets like the 49-46 decision win over Whittaker. I think Whittaker has the chance to possibly chin Strickland, but I really don't think it's... I mean, the way that Strickland plays defense, I mean, I doubt Strickland loses this fight. I think Strickland wins, and he's back in the win column, and he is either fighting for the belt again or one more fight away from fighting for the belt again. So yeah, that's my prediction. I think Strickland wins a decision over Robert Whittaker. All right, on to light heavyweight. I have number 11 Dominic Reyes taking on the loser of Carlos Ulberg versus Jan Blachowicz. This fight makes sense to me, and boys, we are witnessing the Dominic Reyes comeback, baby. A lot of people think this guy's old. He's not old at all. He can win the title again. I am very serious of that. If Alex Pereira vacates his belt to go up to heavyweight, Dominic Reyes is my pick to be champion. I genuinely think that. But first, we gotta get some good names under his belt, because he's beat Anthony Smith, and I honestly forgot who else he beat in the Apex a few months ago. But I think this fight makes sense because Ulberg and Blachowicz are both top 5, 6, 7 fighters in the light heavyweight division, and whichever one of these guys wins will probably be one fight away from the title if they want it. And I think the loser of this, which I think will be Ulberg, I think Jan Blachowicz beats him. I think Dominic Reyes will fight Carlos Ulberg, and I think Reyes chins him. I think Reyes knocks out Carlos Ulberg to move up higher in the light heavyweight division, and then that's when you start talking about getting him a top 5 opponent, like possibly the winner of Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill or Yuri Prochazka. But yeah, I think these are very good fights. Both of them, Ulberg versus Blachowicz and Reyes versus whoever it will be, the loser between those two. But yeah, I think Reyes wins. All right, on to the big one. You guys already know what my feelings on this fight are. You already heard what I said last video if you watched it. If you didn't watch it, I'm just going to give you a rundown on what I think is going to happen. I think Jon Jones beats Tom Aspinall. I think this is the only fight you can make in the heavyweight division, obviously. It's already coming. We know it is. Dana White said it is. I think Jon Jones wins. I think Tom Aspinall has never faced a grappler as good as Jon Jones. He is going to keep up the pace for 5 rounds. He's going to pick at his body. Every part of his body he's going to damage. I really don't think Tom Aspinall wins this fight. I think the only possible way Tom Aspinall wins this fight is if he just chins Jon Jones, which he is very capable of doing, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Tom Aspinall's like keys to victory, you would say, are he needs to go in and he needs a dirty box against Jon Jones. We've seen that's his biggest weakness is the dirty boxing. That's exactly what Dominic Reyes did against him. That's exactly what Daniel Cormier used to do against him, and he would struggle against it, honestly. I think that's Tom Aspinall's way that he can win, but honestly, I think Jon Jones is just too good for Aspinall. I think he either submits him in round 3 or 4, or takes him to a very dominant decision victory, and I think Jones wins, and then he lays the belt down, he lays his gloves down, and he retires, and that would make him the undisputed greatest of all time. That would mean no one else could beat him in many, many, many years. If you go in and you beat Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, you are the GOAT no matter what. So, yeah, that's my thought about that fight, and those are my thoughts about every UFC weight class and division and what I think is going to happen in every big fight. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm gonna keep making these videos. I'm gonna keep cranking them out every day, every other day, whatever. So let me know what you guys think about the video in the comments. Call me a casual. Give me your predictions, whatever you want to do. But make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.